Okay folks, as we continue making great progress on this project, you might have seen us removing some can lights in the kitchen, removing some switches, we added some lights in the basement, some waffle lights. And I think Gus and Justin just finished adding some waffle lights in the local bathrooms upstairs in the second floor. Now they're asking us to move into the main suite. And what are we doing in here? Well, they're asking us to remove all these can lights out of here, because we're also gonna add LED waffle pancake lights in here. Let me remind you, right above us, there is no attic.
Pardon for the interruptions, crew, but there actually is an attic above in the master suite. And the reason why we found that out is because while we were working in the master suite and making our holes, in which you will see later in the video, we actually saw that there is a huge open area, which led us to investigate the house a little bit further. And then later on in the video, you will see where we found this piece of attic.
And right below us, it's just a basement, but we need to work up here. So what the guys are gonna do, they're gonna come in here, they're gonna remove these lights, and then later on, we're gonna add some waffle lights here in the middle, a chandelier, possibly, don't know yet, possibly some cove lighting LED strips in here. And what I'm gonna do while the guys are doing that, I think I'm gonna be off camera for a little bit, but I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna make sure that we're labeling. Get a shot of that, Justin? I'm gonna be labeling some of these switches so we know what it is. I think we did that over here, and we also did that on this side right over here as well. I don't know if you get a shot of that. So we just kind of put, painter's tape on here, and then we're marking what these switches are doing. They're gonna completely go away when we do the Savant Smart lighting system. And we'll replace that, and then we're gonna program that. TV's gonna go right over here. There's a Wi-Fi right above us that we already installed. We cut out 2 speakers already over here. And I think I'm done yapping, so I'm gonna let the guys take over. Let's go.
Hey there, crew. So this is the time-lapse footage of Gus and I removing the lights here in the master bedroom, as well as the can that hold the lights in the master bedroom. Unfortunately, that was the only thing we were able to do that day, since there was no final lighting plan for the master bedroom. So you can just see Gus cleaning up all the cans and just me heading out the door, since that's all we did today. Now, the next time we came back, we actually had finalized lighting plans, so Gus and I were actually able to finally measure out the room so we know where we would have to make our holes for the 4-inch waffle lights that are going to go into the master bedroom. As you can see, I'm moving around the room where they need to go, and then from there, we also decided to take the liberty to not only make the holes, but also patch the old holes that were there, that were existing holes that we made when we took out the canned lighting. So as you can see, we were practicing any type of patching, especially Gus with the spackle, and then from behind the scenes, from behind the camera, my dad and I, we were trying to do a couple California patches, and they came out pretty okay, but the issue is that they just waste a lot of sheetrock. And then from there, we just decided to clean up, call it a day, and come back another day when we're actually able to run the Romex cabling for the lighting in this room.
Okay, crew, a little bit of an update on the main suite. You might have seen some cuts, time lapses that Justin put together of us removing the existing can lights that we'd added in here. We also did some new cuts for the new waffle lights that are gonna go in here. Now, we pre-cut them in 4-inch because right now we're not sure whether they're gonna be 4-inch or 6-inch. So what we did is we just pre-cut our cuts into 4-inch. We're gonna run the wiring later, and then we also you also saw us do a little bit of patching on there. See that? Check that out. We patched up the existing holes that's on there. All right, we're getting a little practice in there, so we become a little bit more handy than just TV guys. Now let me have you step over here to our engineering department, and we're gonna step it into our CGI department right over here. Now check this out. This is a picture of the ceiling, and then these marks were given to us by the contractor and what he thinks the best lighting layout should be. So this is a picture before we took out all the existing lights. The yellow marks are gonna mark out the new waffle lights. The blue marks mark the speaker connections between the lights. And then over here, this is the chandelier inside the cove area. So this is the layout that we decided to go to. And then, so we did not run the Romex wiring or the NM cable from light to light to light. The reason being is because right now we're not sure if all these lights are gonna be in a single load and are gonna be a complete perimeter light up, or if they're gonna want separate lights and different loads. So for instance, these corner lights on a different dimmer and these inner lights in a different dimmer. Even though with the smart lighting, they're all gonna work in one shot. But if we just daisy chain all of them right now, then all the lights are just gonna turn on with one single dimmer. So right now, we're just holding back on that. The contractor is gonna come up with us with a new plan and decide what they're gonna do. The middle is gonna be a chandelier. These two blue spots will be speakers. The Wi-Fi is still in place. In fact, if we take a look over here, the Wi-Fi is still in place. I think I wanna take this out of here and I want to install it inside in here in this niche that's right here in this millwork, so they don't see it and the Wi-Fi is great. And now check out the straight line that we got over here. We got speaker, light, and we got our TV location in here. And I think we're all swept up, we're cleaned up. This is as far as we can go today. It is Friday. Let's get out of here. Let's go home.
Hey there, crew. What you're seeing right now before we get to the next part of the video is my dad taking apart the switches in the main suite of the house so that he can figure out which tail goes to what in terms of what is leading the power to what switch and what is continuing the power, so we can figure out what load goes to what switch and what switch goes to what load, etc., etc. This part of the time-lapse is Gus and my dad's point of view of running the electrical Romex from light to light, while I'm stuck in the attic doing some military crawls, passing the cables to them.
Hey there, crew. It is a few days later and we are back working in the main suite. And if you can tell, they have finished putting some hardwood floors. It's brand new. They only sanded it, they have not stained it yet, so it's given us a little bit of time for us to come back and rewire the master suite. Now check this out, the guys are running the Romex lines that we need so we can put our 4-inch LED waffles, so we got them right there. That's gonna be a speaker right there. We got our Wi-Fi right over there, TV locations right there. And then we have actually Justin that's in the attic running the Romex along with Gus. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna show you what that looks like. So let's walk upstairs so you can see the access that's in the attic, okay? So you can see it's not that easy, all right? So let's go. Okay, as I'm making my way up to the main floor, see that the guys already changed some of these LED lights. Check it out, I got some LED lights right above us. Okay, we got some 4 inches with combinations of 6 inches. And just today, I installed those 8-inch LED waffles up there. There was actually some large heat cans that were up there from the attic. We took them down off camera. I installed those, and now I'm gonna take these stairs and join Justin. Okay, let me make my way up there, through the second floor catwalk, through over here, you know, let's get some lights going. Here we go, okay, great. Okay, now we're gonna walk over here through this storage closet. We got an electrical panel right over here, and then Justin, it's actually in there. So let me go ahead and crawl in there. He's got a light set up, so I'm gonna actually follow that electrical cord, and he should be in there. Let me see if I can actually crawl in there with him. And if he can make that out. He's way in, oh man. See, he's actually way in there. Let me go ahead and crawl in there and see what he's doing, what he's working with. Okay, here you go, there's Justin. Looks like he's all done. He's crawling right back up with a little military crawl. There's the light. And he was working all the way over there. All right, you know what? We are done in here. So let's get out. There he is, he's making his way out. He's gotta get that light out of there. Come on, here we go. Okay, there it is. Right back out. Okay, he's bringing that light out. Let me help him out a little bit. Yes. All right, he's coming right out. And there he is, he's out of there. Very dusty, nasty work. Coughing up a storm. He's all done in there. We got the light, we're gonna pack that up. And he's gonna close that door and join Gus downstairs reinstalling those lights. So let's get going. Okay, crew, back downstairs in the main suite, and Justin is done running the lines up there with Gus. So I got Gus right over here. He's starting the termination of those Romex so he can start putting the little housing for the LEDs. These are what the housings look like. You saw us in the previous video. We're still doing the work over here. It's a large house, so you know, we're getting quite a few videos out of this. So hopefully you guys don't get sick of us doing electrical. And eventually we'll get back to what we also do best, which is TVs and audio, speakers, Wi-Fi cameras. But in this job, we are doing a lot of electrical. And speaking of electrical, well, there is Gus. He's putting the first waffle can, the housing for that first light. So right now he's actually working at the end of the line feed. So over here, the feed starts from the switch right over here that we found. We'll talk about that in a second. So the main feed starts in there. From there, we spit it to this light. That light spits it to that one. And then that light that's there spits it to this one. From this one, spits it to that one right there. And then from that one, we get it over here. And then from that one, we jump it onto this one. And then the end of the line will be right over here. So the other holes that you're seeing, those are gonna be speakers. We're gonna install speakers right there. The bed is gonna be right over here. And this is the main hallway coming in from the main suite, coming into it. So they have their own entry door, their closets are over there, their own bathroom. And most of the switches were actually in relationship right over here. Okay, so on the time lapse, you notice that I took all those out. Also, you saw me on that time lapse taking these out. Okay, so the reason why I have to take these all out is because we don't need that many switches. We're gonna combine them. Before they had a ton of switches. So we are gonna finish up by putting maybe a couple of switches over there and maybe 2 keypads over here so they can control all the lights around the house and the lights in the bedroom in here. They were also controlling some switched outlets for lamps. I don't know if they're gonna do that. We'll keep that going there. And so let me show you what we did over here in terms of labeling it. Okay, so if you can see here, give you guys a bird's eye view. So there was a lot of 3-way cabling over here that was in relationship between the bedroom, on the bedside switches to the switches that were here inside this cabinet. And then of course, we found a lot of that. We traced them out and then we labeled them. So we have, if you notice, there's a 3-way A, 3-way B, 3-way C, 3-way D. We have sconces right over here. This is the switch wall outlet that's right over here. That's the switch wall outlet. I guess that we're turning on some sort of artwork. Over here, I have line feed 1, which is gonna be this light over here. So we're feeding that from here. And then we have chandelier, all right, so there it is. Chandelier, it's right over here. We have all these stuff that's labeled. And then we have 2 extra light loads that are right over here. We're not gonna use them, they're just dead wire up in the attic. We just need 1 feed for the LED waffles, okay? And over here, when we're done, we always have labeled, over here we labeled all our legs. So then we have A, B, C, D. We also have switched outlet. And then over here, we found that the actual line feed is coming into this switch. This is the main circuit that's coming into the bedroom. Right below, there's a circuit panel. And then we noticed that there are actually 2 circuits. The black one here, it's 1 circuit, and this red one, it's another circuit. So the electricians, I guess, in the past, what they did, which is kind of convenient, they ran an actual 14-3 so they can bring in 2 circuits in here instead of 2 14-2s. You could do that because you're just carrying, 2 circuits into a single wire so you can save up, I guess, on the cabling, or I guess what they call shortest route possible with less cabling. And all right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump in over here. Justin just joined us from the attic. He's right over here. He's gonna join Gus. I'm gonna join them too. We only have 2 ladders, but I guess, whatever. Let's just get it done. All right, let's go. All right, crew, let's take a look at our progress for today. It is the end of the day for us, so we're cleaning. As you can tell from that time lapse, we just cleaned up. And Gus and Justin did an amazing job running the Romex from above the attic, installing the LED waffles. We did 8 4-inch LED waffles. Also in the previous time lapses, you saw us removing the existing cans, doing a little bit of patching. And right now it is time to do the reveal to see if our lights work. Okay, so Gus is gonna be over here. He's gonna be turning off that work light. I'm gonna stand right over here and turn off this work light. Justin over there is gonna hit the temporary switch that we installed so we can light up the room. All right, so let's see. Gus is gonna turn off his light. Go ahead, Gus. All right, he did his, and I'm gonna do mine. And then I'm gonna say to Justin, lights, camera, and action. Whoa, check it out. Okay, so we installed 8 4-inch LED waffles, okay? And we did it around the perimeter of the bedroom on the outer area. And we still have to install the chandelier right here that's gonna be out. And we still have to install the Lutron smart switches.
One last interruption, crew. Don't worry, we're at the tail end of this video. But the correction here is that my dad meant to say Savant smart switches, not Lutron smart switches. Don't worry, he has a million things going on in his head. It was just a simple mix-up that happens from time to time. If anything, let's enjoy this last bit of the ride.
And they actually want us to cut this open and eliminate all this acne, all this mess that's over here, and turn this into a single switch or maybe 2 switches. So we have to cut this open. And if you notice, they did some hardwood floors. I sweeped, even though they gotta come back, sand it again, and do a little staining on it. But I think we're done for the day. So let's pack it up, let's get out of here, and we'll come back another day for the next thing. All right, so let's get out of here.